Okay, the trick to doing a mandala in a noisy room is to do it loud.
Sashi Buki Joshi Meto Cham Rira Rinshi Nende Gempadi Sangye Shindu Mikte Uwargi Jogun Nanda Shingla Chuparsho Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamdiryatayami Sangye Chodam Soki Jodnam La Chanchu Bardu Dagni Gyapsuchi Dagi Chunyen Gipe Sunamki Drola Benchir Sangye Duparsho Sangye Chodam Soki Jodnam La Chanchu Bardu Dagni Gyapsuchi Dagi Chunyen Gipe Sunamki Drola Benchir Sangye Duparsho Sangye Chodam Soki Jodnam La Chanchu Bardu Dagni Gyapsuchi Dagi Chunyen Gipe Sunamki Drola Benchir Sangye Duparsho.
All right then. Okay, here we go. Dele chatsam daklu yulgo ru kilwe lekshe dusi tikpanam rangdang kyanyam namla menchedu tengderi malam dukaparcha. Dele chatsam means just a touch of what he said. Chatsam means just a little bit. Okay, just a tiny piece. Literally just a tiny piece. From what? From the lecture my Lama gave. From the teachings my Lama gave. Okay, Dele Chatsam. Dak lo means my mind. Daki lo. I had to look up Yulgo. It means, I have a good translation. Crockpot. It's supposed to be funny. He's saying my mind is an old crackpot or something, okay? I think crackpot might be good. Crockpot.
Crockpot or crackpot?
Crockpot.
Like a slow cooker.
We need an unusual name for a pot.
Okay.
And he's being self-effacing. He's saying my brain, my skull is like an old dirty pan. Okay, so you come up with a word. You'll go. Means like an old crusty pot. Ru means inside it. You'll go ru. Okay, you go in my crusty old pot. Those tikpas, those drops of dutsi, the nectar of deathlessness. So like, just one drop of what he said would keep you from dying. That's what he's saying. Those just the drops of the nectar. Lekshe, his fine words, his beautiful words. Lekparshepa, lekshe. Kilwa means it's spinning around in my empty head. Like those drops are just like, oh, like, I don't know. It's like a mixer. It means like I'm a stupid guy. Everything he said is just floating around in my mind. You got to say something like that. Like it's floating around in my mind. Kilwa is the word in Kyunkor, for example, which means a spinning disc. Okay, so it's like floating around in my head, in the part of my head. And I thought that chirdu, okay, chirdu means in order to. Chirdu means in order to. Men is what?
Medicine.
Yeah, and now you should learn something about men, okay? In 2% of the time, it's a verb.
It's a remedy or something?
It means to benefit. Okay, pen. It's the same as pen. As a verb, men means, it doesn't mean people are sick. It means to help people. Okay, to help people who were rangdang kyalnyam, equal level to me. Okay, who were of the same kalwa, meaning the same kind of idiot as me. Okay, it means, people like me. I thought there might be other people out there later who who were like me, as bad as me. The implication is as bad as me. He doesn't say it. Kel means karmic bank account. Nyam means equal. And Rangdang means equal to mine, equal to me. So literally, I was hoping to help people who had an equal karmic bank account to me. Meaning stupid head. Okay. And so, Teng Dir means now. Teng means Teng Sang means nowadays, right? But Teng Dir means now, right now, in this moment. Rimul Lamdu means in squiggles. Gurpa means I'll put it down in squiggles. He's being modest. He's saying, I have an empty head like a pot, and everything he said is just swirling around. And, I thought maybe there'd be some other people like me, so I'd take those drops of nectar and put them down into little squiggles. It means I will write it down.
What's a squiggle?
Squiggle is an English word for just like this, like you have a
Scribble.
Scribble.
This is a squiggle. It means sometimes they call chicken track. It just means not very organized, kind of messy. Rimo literally means drawing, but here it means random. Chicken scratch is okay, but that's super colloquial. Nobody except an American's gonna understand it.
No one mentioned.
That's a word for bad writing when a chicken goes like this. So anyway, into the path of drawing, meaning I will jot it down. I will jot down these random thoughts like I don't remember what he said. I'll get it all out of order. I won't do it correctly, but maybe you're as bad as me, and maybe it'll help you. He's just. By the way, that's called Kengbakyung. Kengbakyung. You can tell me.
Like the beginning of a text where you're like, well, I don't know anything, but...
Yeah, it's an expression of modesty. It's a device. It's a literary device. Everyone's supposed to do it. Look, I don't know anything, but actually, it's like that modest thing, okay? Now, here we go. We're in the real notes, okay? Delandir. Delandir means, okay, let's get down to it. I mean, it just means that. Delandir means now. Okay, wana, Delandir. To do that, let's get going. It's kind of like, let's get going, okay? Nikdu. We had it like 3 times yesterday.
Which one? Oh, the degenerative times.
Yeah, bad times, degenerative times. I like to call it days of darkness, personally. Droa Young means every living being. Young means every. Droa means living being. Every living being. They're good.
The protector.
And their Lord and only protector. Gun Dang Kyab Chik, their Lord and only protector. Chikbu means one and only. Chik? One. Dangbo? Chikbu means the one and only. Okay, the one and only Chikbu.
What does this mean?
The number?
Oh yeah.
That's the original page number of the book that we typed out of. So if you think there's a mistake, you can go check the book. Okay. The one and only protector, the one and only Lord and protector of every living being in this world, now in these bad days in the world, is my Kyabdak, Lord of a secret realm, Dorje Chang, Vajra, holder of the diamond, the great one. And now, you see, it's a tantric vow not to use your Lama's name lightly. And you're supposed to say, the great and glorious, wonderful, half-bald, something like that. No, just kidding. You're supposed to put nice words in front of your name. You're not supposed to say Mike. Who taught you this? Mike. You're not supposed to say that. Then he says his name. Here's his full monk's name. Lobsang Yeshu Temba Rampe. Okay. We remember the Rebge because he had it in his poem. poem here. Okay, remember?
Mm.
He used his name in the verse that he was telling you about what his name will do for you. Losang tembarab, okay? Bell is often added to the end of names, and it's a translation of the Sanskrit Shri, which is still used in India for, Sir, Shri Mahagupta. Okay, so
It's become a name, like a
in-
common name.
Shri Patabi Joyce, but the Shri means glorious, but it came to mean Sir, Senor.
Is it similar
Yeah.
to Lord? Or is it similar to Lord? Or
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like that, but it's something you would call to a professor in the college or something, Sir,
Sir.
teacher, Lao Shi. Senor. It's the old meaning of senor, senior, glorious. Sangbo. I like to call Sangbo means pure, but I like to say great and glorious. Great and glorious. And you add that to the front of a lama's name in English. You move it to the front. The great and glorious Lobsang Yeshe Tembaro. Okay? Yeah. Is this correct? Oh, we don't know. We don't have a carving, right? We gotta try to find a carving.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's G. Let me see. I think it's this word. Yeah, you see, it's not an uncommon name for a monastery. It comes 17 times, okay, in the database. I believe it's G, but we don't know till we find a carving. But anyway, it means great place. Okay, great place. Ganden Samten Ling. Okay, it's a monastery name. Okay, Ganden Samten Ling. It's a monastery. Ling literally means continent, but in later language it means a center of learning. Like Rashi Gempeling is the name of the temple I grew up in. Okay, so it means a center, what we would call a center. Xing, you call Xing something. Zhongxing. Yeah, it's that. In the old days, it meant continent, like Jumbeling continent. Okay, and the name of this monastery is, Tushita, the Heaven Meditation Center. Okay, Ganden something. Okay, the Buddhist Institute of Learning, where you can go into deep meditation and it's like heaven. Okay, something like that. Then he gave this teaching to Tenzin Ki Dagni Chembo. Tenzin Ki Dagni Chembo. Let's do Dagni Chembo, okay? Dagni is Atman, Chembo is Maha. This is Mahatma. This is great being. In Tibetan, it's great being. Dagni Chembo. It always means great being. It just means like esteemed, okay, respected. Who? Tenzin. Common Tibetan name, the name of the current Dalai Lama, personal name. But it means holder of the teachings. Okay, so who attended his teachings? Oh, these really great, holy holders of our teachings were in the audience. Actually, who was the audience? Down here, okay? Down here. Gendin Dude means the assembled monks. The assembled monks. So all the monks of the monastery came, okay? Gendin Dude, the assembled monks. So Zepe means headed by. And then you have an instrumental, and then you have the headers. Headed by those esteemed teachers, people who hold the teachers. So what it means was all the monks of the monastery came, and the big lamas came with them. Those esteemed holders of the teaching. So all the monks came together to listen to the teaching, and they were headed by these great lamas. Okay. This is sucking up to the trukus in the monastery. Okay, so reborn lamas, they get a lot of privileges in the monastery. A lot. They can do just about anything, and everybody's like, yes, lama. So, and then you always have to, when you address the monks, you say monks and you incarnate lamas. They have a special. The word lama is only used in the monastery for them. If you say a lama came, you mean one of the incarnate lamas came. And then you don't call your teacher lama, you call him like a gan or something. Okay, yeah. Huh? No. Lama in a modern Galupa monastery refers to the reincarnated lamas. If you say some lamas came to the meeting, you mean there's about 10 of them in a monastery of 1,000 people. And they get a lot of special privileges. The reincarnation of Pabonko Rinpoche was in my house. And, he was a goofball. But we all had to, Okay. And they switch at some point. We call Bachak Sepa. Their past life seeds turn on. Before that, they're really stupid and they cause a lot of trouble. And then suddenly, in one day, they understand everything. They just go like that. And that's what happened to this Pabonko Rinpoche. Yeah. I was his examiner for his geshe. And he just flipped. He teaches 10,000 people at a time now. In Tibet. He lives in Nepal and he goes to Tibet a lot and he teaches. Yeah.
Is that equivalent to Rinpoche?
Yeah. Rinpoche in the monastery means a reborn lama, or an abbot. Okay, so anyway, the audience was those monks from that monastery with those big shots there. And what did he teach? Sel means he granted us. Sel is higher than Sung. Sel is higher than Sung. Lup, Sung, Sel. Okay, super honorific, and what you use with your friends. Lup Gadu means he's talking. Sung Gadu means he is speaking. Sel means he is granting us. Okay, Sel means like granting. It's always used for the Buddha when he grants a teaching. Tsokche means in a teaching assembly. We had a teaching assembly. Okay, Tsokche Su. So he gave us in a public teaching. Tsokche means a public Dharma teaching. What? He gave us a Shalung Sammo. He gave us this probably means he gave an explanation and a lung. So lung means he recited the root text by Dharma Rakshita, the poetry. So he gave a teaching, and then he said, now I'll give you the lineage blessing, and he recited the original Lojong. Okay. Shalung. Of what? Of the Lojong, the text on developing the good heart, which is called Tsunja Korlo, the crown of knives. Okay, literally circle of sharp things. And some bad translators says what, wheel of sharp weapons or something like that. It means like a helicopter blade that cuts your head open. It's like a crown, but it has little blades in it, and it cuts your head open. It's a punishment, karmic punishment. Okay. Cell cup.
Actually, is that Samo? Is that with
Yeah, profound.
describing the shame?
Yeah, he gave a profound transmission. Yeah, Samo means profound. And let's skip to the end, which is where you usually find the verb. By Seiji to the store was gone. That's Tibetan syntax. Okay, so Drisu Gupa means I will put down into writing. Okay, I will put down into writing. Gupa means to set down. Tisu means into writing. I'm sorry. I will put down into a sinti, which means lecture notes, okay, or transcript. Of the subne, of the deepest parts, deepest critical points, okay, of his teaching, Sungshe. Okay, and then Ragrim means roughly. Ragrim means this is not going to be any beautiful composition. It's just kind of sloppy, very rough. Ragrim. So the rim doesn't mean stages or anything like that. Ragrim is an idiom that means sloppily or roughly. It means that it's no fine composition. I'm just doing the best I can. Singdel Dang Chepar, along with some commentary on the wording. Okay, so Singdel means it's what we're doing in this class. We're going word by word. We're explaining each word. I could just skip the wording and tell you the meaning, and that's not a Tsingdel. This is a Tsingdel. His Lama is going to cover each word of the root text also. Okay, Tsingdel, Dangchepa. So you're getting crucial points from his lecture, plus you're getting a word-by-word commentary of the root text. Le Jita Pokpa means, this Pokpa is the word in Pakpa, like Bakse, Jepaksema. So here it means as well as I can grasp it.
Oh, I see.
Okay, literally Pak means to measure with your mind. Se, like Jepaksema. It's the same verb, but Pok is the active verb. So I like to think poke around or something. As far as my lousy mind, le, with my mind, jitar is the expression again of modesty. As well as I grasped it, as well as I poked it, I'm going to write down into notes for you. Okay, I didn't poke it so well, but as far as I understood everything, I'm going to try to write it down. I don't know who this person is. I couldn't find any biographical information about him, but he did a good job. He's no slouch. Okay, it's a beautiful piece. He did a beautiful piece. He's being modest. He's a good writer. Okay, Chutin Dumbo. You guys tell me.
The first session of Dharma.
Yeah, the first Dharma session. It could have been. I have a feeling it was all day. I don't think it was just a session because it's a lot. It's 500 pages or something.
Is it like this?
Yeah, where is that?
It's an ancient Chinese weapon too.
Wow, that's pretty close.
Flying guillotine, right?
That's pretty close.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
Kind
pretty
of
close.
cut people's head.
Yeah,
They throw it out.
it's pretty close.
It's called a flying guillotine.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Not bad.
It's Alibaba.
This is a header that was put in by the editor. It's not. I would bet money it's not part of the original carving. So be careful, because it repeats the information that's here.
Oh.
Okay. So I believe in the text it has a larger print. Somebody has added this, 11 of them.
Right.
Headers. Okay. If you look at the original, the
From
printing,
yeah.
somebody has added this.
Right.
So you don't have to even have it. You can do your own headers, but it's not a bad header. It's like, here's the first day's teaching. Chutin Dambo Chishe Kapsu. So Kapsu means when, or on the occasion, meaning when. It's traditional, before you go into a commentary in an oral teaching, you try to pump up your audience. It's called Kunlong Chupa.
Correcting your motivation.
Yeah, it's like get people in the right frame of mind. So this is called Chishe. Chishe means, in his general remarks, before he jumped into the commentary, in his general remarks during the first session, okay, he quoted the Dagni Chambo, we just had it, the Mahatma, Shantadeva. He's trying to be cute and put to Sanskrit.
Right.
Shantideva. Okay, Shantideva. Shalne. Shalne is a way to quote somebody. Okay, you could have said Shantideva ki, or Shantideva ki sum, or Shantideva le. This is the polite way to say it because shell means the holy lips. From the holy lips of Shantideva. Okay, it's the honorific word for mouth. Okay, it can mean face or mouth. Okay, but here it's mouth, from his mouth, meaning from his. I like to translate it as from his holy lips. Okay, shall ne, from the holy lips of Shantideva. Shanta, Shantideva, or Damka. You can spell it either way in Sanskrit. You can say Shanta Deva. You can say Shantideva. I think it's probably better to say Shantideva. And when we get a carving, we should look for a carving. Maybe TBRC has a carving. Remind me to pay them something, by the way. I grease the wheels.
If you just tell me how much.
Oh, what do you want to do?
Whatever you like.
$1,000. They gave us a book. They gave us a book that they had that they don't give to anybody. So, I think we should support our brothers. You know, we should.
They gave us
all their stuff.
access to all their research.
I just think that it's a fourth step. Like our group should support other. We should support the guys who are saving the scans. You know, and it's a little hard for me to give that much, but I think it's a wise thing. Okay, all right. Downjo dini nyepa shintuka kebu dundu topa kyopala. Downjo dini, what's that?
Leisure and fortune.
This life of leisure and fortune. So the Lam Rim divides it into leisures and fortunes. Nyepa shintuka.
It's hard to find.
Yeah, it's
Very hard to
extremely hard to find. Shinto means extremely. Ka with a D means difficult. Nye means to find. A life of opportunity like this is impossible to find. I mean, maybe you want to put it into nice words. It's up to you. Keba dundu topa gyapala. If you want to achieve the purpose of a human life, dot dot dot. He doesn't finish the sentence. Okay. This life is hard to find. If you want to make it meaningful, then dot dot dot. We don't see the rest of the quotation. Somebody else can help you look this up in the Tengyur. Oh, let's do it together. What the heck? We take a piece of it. Okay. Then we go to Gopher, and we go to the search settings, and we put in Dinduk Topa. That's probably not. It's probably too general. I'm probably gonna get too many hits, I think. But let's see. Tengyur. Is it poetry?
No.
You can just see by looking at the page, it's not poetry. It's not split up equally. Skip it.
Downjo Dishindu.
This looks
Other
like poetry, man.
Yeah.
Looks like
Yeah, that's Uma.
Yeah. Now this is a commentary on Shantideva, so we're gonna skip it. But it's suspicious. Who wrote this?
7, 8.
But isn't Shantideva fall in Uma also?
Say again.
Like, isn't Shantideva in Uma in the Tengyur?
No.
Does it say anywhere? Can you see it?
It says Tengyur Uma in volume Shah. Shah.
I don't know.
By Venerable Phil.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, it's not who he.
Deepankara.
3878. Who is that?
It says Deepankara.
Oh,
Atisha.
yeah. He is. in
Well,
He's kind of smart.
is that what the Tohoku says?
I'm looking it up. 3-8. What are you looking
Oh, there you
7, 8.
go. Chang.
Kamala Rakshita.
Oh,
Huh.
Kamala
Okay, well that
Rakshita.
doesn't help much.
Oh, which makes it
So,
cheaper.
Let's go for another one. Somebody look up 3879.
Oh, it's probably not going to be it if the other one was a commentary on it, right?
This is another commentary.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you scroll up a little bit in the.
I can't do that.
I don't know it's the same guy.
Yeah, we're already past Shantideva.
Yeah. But I bet in the Tohoku catalog, if we just go to that part and then scroll up, we'll see.
Well, now, you know, so we're finding out it's possible it was written by a commentator on Shantideva, not by Shantideva. Yeah,
I was gonna say we could scroll up to before.
you can't.
that.
This is
Oh.
there's collected work.
You
to see
can't
if
do
it's-
that.
In that. Yeah.
Give me another piece. Let's search for another piece.
You'd have to put concatenate them all together.
But I believe that he is quoting a commentator to Shantideva and not
I
Shantideva.
bet that's a common mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear that on the debate ground. People quote.
Yeah.
Chandrakirti and they're quoting Kedarpadargi.
Let's look at it again. But I believe he's quoting a commentator on Shantideva and not Shantideva. But maybe he doesn't realize it. Okay. Oh, there you go. This is Shantideva. This is the Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life.
Yeah.
Okay. Why didn't we hit on the second line? Why didn't we hit on that? It was spelled differently? Topa Gyupala?
Dendru-
It says Dapjula.
down.
Good didn't do.
Is at the top?
Oh, it's spelled differently. Yeah, SGRUB.
Oh.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
just RUB before
Yeah.
the-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's one letter difference, so we didn't hit it when we looked for the second line, but when we looked for the first line, we hit it. Okay. So, you know, you're going to have to learn to do this, and you're going to have to cut it out, and your cut has to include the page number, okay? And you hit Control X, Command X, then you go to your document, and you open up a space, big space, Control V, Command V, and then immediately
Black.
bold it so you don't think it's part of your book later. And you keep keep a page number in there so you can, now you have enough information to write a footnote. And somebody here will help you do that, not me. Okay, Shesoki Tsingdale Cup. When people explain the wording of these lines, they talk about how meaningful, Dunche, big meaning, they talk about how meaningful it is to find leisure and fortune the way we have. Okay, when people write commentaries on this, they talk about how very significant it is that we have found this life of leisure and fortune. And especially, Laktu, okay? Especially if you want to do what he mentions, Chepa, okay? If you want to do what he mentions, which is achieving great meaning in your life, what's the Sanskrit for Dindrup?
Siddhartha.
Siddhartha. Buddha's name is Dindrup. Okay? God gets the goal, reaches the goal. So if you want to achieve the goal of a human life, okay, then you have three options, he says. Okay, he says you have three options. Tsulmindala Sum means there's three different ways to do it. Okay? There's three different ways to achieve meaning in your life. Siddhartha. There's three different ways. Okay? They are Kebu Che, Kebu Jing, and Kebu Chung. These are the three motivations in the Lam Rim. Kebu Che means greater motivation. Jing means medium motivation. And Chung means lower motivation. Okay. What are they?
In Monroe?
Small
Yeah, in the
motivations
long run.
just to avoid
Lower
bad
realms.
rebirth.
No, the lower realms.
Lower realms.
Yeah, bad rebirth. Lower realms.
Yeah, okay. Chung means lower realms. What's medium? What's medium?
Sense.
To
Human.
escape samsara.
Escape all samsara.
All rebirth.
And then what's Che?
Get everybody.
Everybody.
Take everybody with me. By the way, you should always include yourself when you do Che. Take everybody with me. Okay, so there's three ways for a person to do what he's saying in the line here, right? Here, achieve the meaning of a human life. Then the commentator, the teacher, says there's three ways to do it. You can do it the way Kebu Chase do it: big people, medium people, or small people. Okay? You too. Sokitar means he explained how there are those three, and he said more. And at the end of that, so that's the Chishe. The Lama's opening comments are finished. He said, etc. So, I mean, the Lama might have talked for an hour, but the guy who's taking the transcript, he's like, that's not really what we're here to listen to. We want the commentary on Dharma Rakshita. So he said, and he said other things. But tar means when he had concluded his general remarks, he said, Dewe na, therefore, Ramchak nam, people like you and me, yeah, this human body, this human existence, which has the leisures and fortunes, which are so hard to find, number dhakpa top, we got a good one. We got a good human body, and we got a good opportunity. Okay, everybody here in the audience, we got a good opportunity. Okay, Jalawakawa Sangi Kitemba Rinpoche. Gel, here's the verb. And we have gel. Yeah, we have met with the teachings. Okay, so we have a good body. You know, the government's not telling us we can't do this. We have enough food. The weather's not too hot. You know, and we're lucky enough to have gel met with, so dung means with. We have met with the Sangye Kitemba.
What does Buddha spoke?
We have met with the teachings of the Buddha, generally, because they're all monks, they're in a monastery. You know, we are lucky enough that there were translators working who supplied us with the books. We have met the Buddha's teachings, which are so difficult to meet. Jepakawa, Jalwakawa. You had another gel yesterday. I'll give 50 cents to anyone who can tell me.
That didn't mean.
You can start upping the price now. It's not going to go well.
I'll give you a clue, but it's going to 25. Shalwa is another form of that verb. Shalwa.
That's face.
I remember this.
To make it super easy, 15 cents. Shalja.
Oh,
it's
noble
today.
Yeah, we had an Adam's text.
Oh,
We
it
had,
is a noble thing. Yeah, it's another
yeah,
way.
it's another way of saying noble things.
Where'd you get the
Noble?
15 cents?
Well, I'm pointing out there's another spelling of gel that has a different meaning. This gel with the M means to meet with, to meet somebody. What's it called? What's Chinjo?
Meeting the Dharma, seeing the Tankas in the whole
Yeah,
Establishment.
like I lived in a temple for many years, and then guests would come, Tibetans would come, and Lama would say, Ken Rinpoche would say, you want a Chinjo? You want to meet the Dharma? And they'd say yes, and then he'd go open the temple, and they'd go bow to all the statues. That's called Chinjo. You don't say you want to go see our statues. You say, do you want to meet the Holy Dharma? And they go, yeah, and then they go over and you know. Okay, so anyway, hard to meet. What? Teachings of the Buddha, Rinpoche, these precious ones. And the ones you are getting are Tsangla Manorwa. Very famous idiom. Say it, Tsangla Manorwa. Say it faster, Tsangla Manorwa. Tsangla Manorwa.
unadulterated.
No, complete means, Tsang means complete. They are complete. The La is a conjunction. And they are Manorwa.
Unadulterated. Pure.
Unmistaken. Norwa means mistaken. Nor means wealth. Nor means jewel. We had Norbu in somebody's text.
Shopping.
Yes. But this Nor means to make a mistake. So be careful when you hit Nor. It can mean wealth. Nor song, for example. Here it means mistake. And the teachings you have met with are Manorwa. Unmistaken, and they are Tsang. Complete. Nothing missing and nothing corrupted. Nothing missing, nothing corrupted. By the way, Tsang means a little nest of anything.
Oh.
So the Tibetan word for a monastery is
Trasa.
Jatsang, which means an ant nest of fencers.
Cordoned off.
People inside the fence.
Cordoned off.
The word for monk in Tibetan is Chaba, someone who lives inside the wall. And then Sang means nest. So Jatsang is the modern word for monastery. We don't call it, there's some word people use, gomba. We don't call it gumba.
And the word for afro is dansang.
We'll say again?
The word for black person's afro is like a beehive.
There's another word for that. Sangting. Yeah, because Mookie Wilson used to play on the mats, and Rinpoche would always say, "Here comes Sangting." Okay. I said, Gisla, what's Langsing? Jawakawa. By the way, he saved the World Series.
Mookie Wilson.
He won the World Series.
1986.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I was watching.
So it was spoken out of great respect. Okay. Kamsa Doi Lama, and moreover, not just any Buddhist teaching, the Kamsum Doi Lama, the teacher of beings in all three realms. Who's that?
Lord
Tsongkhapa, the great Tsongkhapa. Now, when you write your footnote about Kamsum, there's two interpretations of Kamsum. You can say, give me one of them.
The three realms.
Which three realms?
Form, formless, and desire.
Yeah, desire, form, and formless. But, but the other way is to say those who live on the earth, under the earth, and fly over the earth. Those are also called Kamsum. Okay.
Over the earth, you see?
Birds, people, and worms. In the earth, on the earth, and over the earth. So anyway, or maybe that's Sasum. Cancel that. No, stick to desire realms, form realm, and form
No, you
realm.
said it was Compson too, Yeshua.
Mm,
What is that? For three locals? It's both.
I'm not sure. Let's not stick our neck out. Okay. The great Tsongkhapa, who is the teacher of all the beings in all the universe, okay? Not only do we have his teaching, we have his Do teaching and his Ngak teaching. Open and secret teachings. Do is open teaching, sutra. Ngak means tantra. Mantra, which means tantra. Okay? And then he makes a pun. Tell me the pun for $1. I've been pretty safe so far.
Must have something to do with
Yeah, because that's the word I
Hey,
cannot.
Sunju, come on.
What is it?
Sungjuk means the union of the two,
Oh, Sunju.
Oh.
which is the tantric word for enlightenment.
Yeah.
What are the two?
Clear light.
Clear light
And rainbow body.
and rainbow body. So that's called the union of the two. And he made a joke here. Okay, I can see everyone's roaring with laughter. We have met with the teachings, which is the union of the two, open and secret. See, he's making a pun. He's making a pun. If you study the open and secret teachings, you get to see the tantric enlightenment.
What's
Okay.
the meaning, the literal meaning of sum of that?
Sung means a pair.
A pair.
A pair, like two of something. It's called a sum. Who's the famous sum of history?
Oh, Sangha, that's the one. No. Oh, no, yeah, the.
Yeah, Malgalyayana and
Shariputra.
Shak. Is it Shariputra?
Or it is.
I think it is, yeah. Anyway, they're called the Sum. The two great disciples of Lord Buddha. They're called the pair. Sometimes you'll see just the pair, and then you're supposed to know. Am I recording my anus? Okay. My.
You stepped that up from
Probably you'll hear more things coming out of there. Okay. So we have met with the teachings of the Lama, of the beings of the entire universe, the great Tsongkhapa, whose teachings incorporate the union of the two, the open teachings and the secret teachings, which are unmistaken and totally complete and are precious. Okay? In other words, we're lucky enough to have met the Buddhist teachings. And if you don't think it's lucky, then you have a problem. If you don't think it's lucky to be in this class, you have a problem. Okay, you are one in 100 million. Okay, if you're sitting in here, you're 1 in 100 million. This ain't happening anywhere, trust me. Okay, you get the whole rainbow of Buddhism in one room every day. Okay, she sok, gel she sok sung kap, she sok sung kap tate ne kap su. She sok sung kap tate ne kap su sangi kita matsana manoro rangre. Jamgun chigi also kap chimitem batini kitsu so kiapa katsa with jesu. What? All of us here, okay? Rangre. Jamgun means the gentle protector, and the gentle is a manju, so it's a joke, meaning Manjushri, because he was supposed to be Manjushri. King of the Dharma, Chuki Gyalpo. Tsongkhapa Chembit Temba, the teachings of the great Tsongkhapa. Di Ni Yinsu is what you're about to hear. The Lama's talking. Di Ni Yinsu. Tsul means when you're reporting a Lama's speech, you say Tsul. He talked about how blah blah blah. He talked about, so in a transcript you'll see Tsul a lot. It means he talked about how what you're about to hear here in the audience is the teaching, is that great teaching. Okay? She Sok Sungkap, when we talk about it, Tate Ne Kapsu, right now, right here and now in this audience, Tate Ne Kapsu, Sangye Ki Temba Tsangama Norwa, this complete and unerring teaching of the Buddha, you're going to get it right here in the interpretation of Tsongkhapa, okay? In this 11 days of teaching. Okay, so that's a long sentence. I used to study Russian, and they taught us break it up into smaller sentences. They said, don't even try. Just chop it up into smaller, digestible sentences. This guy has gone on for a paragraph without a breath, from here to here, okay? And just, especially if you're a new translator, take it, break it off into comes.
Sections.
Bites.
Bite-sized pieces. Okay, break it up into bite-sized pieces. Okay, so work with one of these other guys.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody work with him between the semesters, and this paragraph you're gonna have to chop it into 3 sentences or something, and it'll come out sounding better in English. I mean, it's possible to translate it in one piece. It's like, blah, 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 but it's going to tire your reader. Okay, so sometimes you should not tire your reader. Okay, Gatso with Jesu, after he had described how lucky we are to be sitting in the room, okay, Gepar means he said a lot about it. And then after that, he said, Kang Sember Chawicha. What is the Dharma that you're going to be listening to? Okay, Kang means what? Choose Dharma. Sember Chawa. Sen is the honorific for?
Name. No.
Listen.
50 cents.
I'm going to say it's here.
Said GSAN.
Listen.
We had the unhonorific today already. And we were talking about how it could have 2 meanings.
Mem.
We were talking about how it could be general disciples.
Yente.
Tu is the non-honorific. Sen is the honorific. Okay. Sen is, what's senyik?
It's a record of a teaching. Record of teaching.
Records of
received.
teachings received.
Yeah.
So some high lamas will write down every teaching they ever received, and that was carved into their collected works. And they're very interesting because they trace lineages. So senyiks are a rich source of if you don't, for example, if you don't know a lama's dates, you go to a senyik, and there'll be the whole lineage, and then you know this guy's dates, you know this guy's dates, and you can estimate this guy's dates. Anyway, so what's the dharma we're going to listen to today? Tare ki nekapsu. Chukitsu, just ignore it here. What kind of dharma are we going to listen to today? Tare ki nekapsu. In the current moment, okay. Tare means right now. Tare. Nekapsu means in this moment. Who said that? That's good. In this moment, we're going to be listening to
Lojong, famous.
this teaching, yeah, which is widely known, kirti, which is widely known. It's this one, which is known as, okay, Drapa means known as here. This one, which is known as the Lojong, the teaching on developing the good heart named the Crown of Nas. Okay, that's what we're going to study. So oftentimes it's not, so you got three options on how you talk about your text. You can say, I'm doing Sunja Korlo. Or you can say, I'm doing Sunche Korlo. Or you can say, I'm doing Lojong Sunja Korlo. Okay? Oftentimes, Lojong is attached to its name. The Lojong about Sunja Korlo, like Lojong Sigyama. The 8 verses.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
2 minutes left.
What? We just started. Dia ngadu purbucho lamarchi lenkaya nangsing. Now, he's going to go into a little section where he describes recent teachings of this text. You know, lamas in his monastery, in his lifetime, who have passed on this text. So this is pretty dry stuff. It's a list of lamas who taught it or wanted to teach it or could have taught it or okay. And the point he's trying to make is he didn't want the tradition to be lost. So he decided to teach it himself. So his lama taught it, his lama's lama taught it. It's like why I teach the lamrim. I just don't want it to be lost the way Rinpoche taught it. So you know, we don't have. We'll start through this list, but it's the sexy stuff starts after that. We have to get through this. It's like, what's the definition of yoga? The thing that stands between me and lunch. Okay, so this list of, you know, lamas who have been teaching it. Okay, how much time we have?
None.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Like
because-
20 seconds. Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, Diyang and this book, this Lojong, Ngadu means in previous times. It was taught by, it was granted, okay? It was granted by Purbuchok.
That's the god. It's a name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a name of a reincarnation, and he's a great. He wrote Tagrik for that we use his Tagrik. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's a great Dura writer.
He's in 13.
He's a great writer of logic primers. Okay, but be careful because there's more than one Purbuchok. Okay, and I believe he was a Yongzin. I believe he was the teacher of the Dalai Lama in his time.
Yeah, right.
In his time. Okay.
It's time because there's not time for a break.
Okay, I just want to finish the sentence.
Okay.
So it is. So you know, in days gone by, this teaching was granted by Purbuchok Lama Rinpoche a few times. Len Kashik. Okay, so he taught it a few times. He's gonna say nobody's taught it lately, and that's why I'm teaching it, because I don't want this tradition to be lost in our monastery. But he's gonna go through some of the people who taught it. So Purbuchok taught it. You know, if you know, and your job is to go find Purbuchok, put his dates, put his monk's name, and prove that you're smart. in your footnote. And there's going to be a couple purple chokes. So the TBRC has a great resource, which is Gene Smith. They have connected persons, associated persons category. You can click on our Lama and see who his Lamas were and who his students were. Then you can go through his Lamas, and I bet you find Prabhuchok in the Lamas of the Lamas of the Lamas, you know. So there'll be information about him. Okay. And don't be, you know, once he gets through those Lamas' names, it gets hot really fast. Okay, I mean, this becomes the sexiest text around the table here, at least for another few minutes. Okay.
Sashi
Purki Joshing Metojam Rila Lingshin Inde Kempadi Sangye Shingdu Mikte Uwargi Drokun Namda Shingla Juparsho Irang Guru Ratna Mandala Kandiya Dayami Di Gewo Kun Sunam Yeshe Tsok Shin Sunam Yeshe Le Chung Wei Tampa Kunyi Tobar Sho. Cool.